What if I told you that anxiety is physically reshaping your brain right now? Not metaphorically, not emotionally, literally. What if that constant overthinking, the racing heart, the tight chest before something small isn't just stress, but a brain stuck in survival mode? And here's the part most people don't realize. Anxiety doesn't just change how you feel. It changes how you think, how you remember, how you make decisions, even how you see the world. But here's the twist, and stay with me for this. Your brain isn't broken. It's trying to protect you. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what anxiety is doing inside your brain, why it feels so overwhelming, and the one thing that can start reversing its effects. Let's go inside your mind. What's really happening? Imagine your brain as a house. Inside that house are different rooms, each responsible for something important. One room detects danger. One handles logic and planning. One stores memories. One helps you calm down. When anxiety becomes chronic, one of those rooms starts pulling the fire alarm constantly, even when there's no fire. And that changes everything. To understand anxiety, we need to meet three key players inside your brain: the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, and the hippocampus. Each one plays a role in how anxiety feels, and one of them might be the reason you can't just calm down even when you know you're safe. Let's start with the alarm system. The amygdala, the alarm. Deep inside your brain sits something small, almond-shaped, and powerful. The amygdala. Think of it as your brain's smoke detector. Its job is simple: detect danger, trigger fear, keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, this kept humans from being eaten by predators. But here's the problem. Your amygdala doesn't know the difference between a tiger chasing you and an email from your boss. It reacts the same way. When anxiety becomes chronic, the amygdala becomes hyperactive, oversensitive. It starts detecting danger everywhere. A text left on read? Threat. A minor mistake at work? Threat. An awkward memory from 5 years ago? Still a threat. This is why anxious thoughts feel urgent. Your brain isn't casually worrying. It believes something is wrong. And when the amygdala fires repeatedly, it triggers your fight or flight response. Heart rate increases, breathing becomes shallow, muscles tighten, cortisol floods your system. Now here's something important. If this system activates occasionally, that's normal. But if it activates daily, for months or years, your brain starts adapting, and not in a good way. In a moment, I'll explain how anxiety actually weakens your logical thinking center, which is why telling yourself, relax, doesn't work. But first, we need to talk about stress hormones, because this is where the real damage begins. Cortisol and the stress cycle. When your amygdala detects danger, it activates your HPA axis, the stress system, which releases cortisol. Cortisol isn't bad. In short bursts, it helps you focus, react quickly, survive. But chronic anxiety means chronic cortisol, and cortisol changes brain structure over time. Studies show that prolonged exposure to stress hormones can shrink certain brain regions, can strengthen fear pathways, can disrupt memory formation. Let's talk about one of those regions, the hippocampus. Memory and context. The hippocampus helps you form memories and distinguish past from present. It tells you, that was then, this is now, you're safe. But high cortisol over long periods can reduce the volume of the hippocampus, which means you become more reactive, less able to contextualize fear, more likely to relive past experiences emotionally. Ever notice how anxiety makes old embarrassing memories feel like they happened yesterday? That's not weakness, that's brain circuitry. And here's the scary part. When the hippocampus weakens, the amygdala becomes even stronger. So now your alarm system is louder and your calming system is quieter. Which brings us to the part most people misunderstand. If anxiety strengthens fear pathways, why can't logic just override it? Why can't you just think your way out? Here's where the prefrontal cortex comes in. Logic and control. The prefrontal cortex is the rational CEO of your brain. It handles decision-making, emotional regulation, planning, impulse control. When functioning well, it says, "Calm down, that's not dangerous." But chronic anxiety reduces activity in this region, meaning your emotional brain gets louder, your logical brain gets quieter. That's why anxiety feels irrational but unstoppable. You know the plane probably won't crash. You know the meeting won't ruin your life. But your brain's alarm system is overpowering your reasoning center. This isn't a personality flaw. It's a neurological imbalance. And here's something fascinating. The more you avoid what makes you anxious, the stronger the fear circuit becomes. Avoidance teaches the amygdala, "Good job, that really was dangerous," so it fires faster next time. Anxiety becomes a loop. Alarm, avoid, reinforce, stronger alarm. But there's another effect anxiety has that nobody talks about. Attention. Attention bias. An anxious brain scans constantly for threat. It prioritizes negative information. It remembers criticism more than praise. It notices one frown in a room of smiles. This is called threat bias. Your brain becomes wired to filter the world through danger detection. And over time, this changes your perception of reality. The world starts feeling unsafe. People seem more judgmental. Mistakes feel catastrophic. But here's something hopeful. Neuroplasticity works both ways. Just like anxiety strengthens fear pathways, you can strengthen calm pathways. But it requires something counterintuitive. And we'll get to that in a minute. First, there's one more change anxiety causes, and this one affects your body. The body-brain feedback loop. Your brain and body are constantly communicating. When anxiety activates, your breathing shortens, your posture tightens, your heart pounds. Your brain interprets these signals as confirmation. See, we're in danger. So it sends more stress signals, which tightens the body more. This loop can turn mild worry into a full panic attack. But here's the key. If the body can amplify anxiety, it can also calm it, which brings us to the most important part of this video. Can anxiety damage be reversed? Earlier, I mentioned that anxiety reshapes your brain. Here's the empowering truth. Your brain is always reshaping. Neuroplasticity doesn't stop. Studies show that practices like mindfulness meditation, cognitive behavioral therapy, slow breathing techniques, exposure therapy, regular exercise can increase prefrontal cortex activity, can reduce amygdala reactivity, can even help restore hippocampal volume over time. Let that sink in. The brain that anxiety changed can change again. But here's the catch. You can't fight anxiety with force. Trying to suppress fear often strengthens it. Instead, the brain rewires through gradual exposure, calm repetition, safety signals, consistent practice. When you face something mildly uncomfortable and survive it, the amygdala learns. When you slow your breathing, the body signals safety. When you challenge distorted thoughts, the prefrontal cortex strengthens. It's like going to the gym. Small reps repeated consistently. If you've been struggling with anxiety, please hear this. You are not broken. Your brain is trying to protect you. It just learned the wrong lessons. And the fact that anxiety feels overwhelming, that means your survival system works very well. We just need to retrain it, and that's possible. Thousands of brain scans, decades of research, real recovery stories, they all show the same thing. the anxious brain can heal. So next time anxiety hits, instead of thinking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What is my brain trying to protect me from?" That small shift changes everything. Because anxiety isn't your enemy, it's an overprotective guard dog, and guard dogs can be retrained, slowly, patiently, consistently. And if you made it this far, here's something powerful. Understanding what anxiety does to your brain already reduces its power, because fear thrives in confusion, clarity weakens it. So now you know. Your amygdala may be loud, your cortisol may spike, your thoughts may spiral, but your brain is plastic, adaptable, capable of change, and that means so are you. If this helped you see anxiety differently, stay with this channel.